Morning and welcome to Gardening 365, and as you can see I'm squinting because we have got, believe it or not, a little bit of sunshine. But as I'm filming this, it's starting to rain a little bit as well. So today's weather is showery with sunny intervals. Let's hope quite a few sunny intervals. And quite a bit of holly on the holly tree this year. So pleased with that. Very Christmassy. I'm going to start today with an indoor plant review. And the plant that Claire cut back, which is a fuchsia of some sort. It's got some nice new green growth on it. One of the hyacinths came out, and believe it or not, it's starting to die back a little bit now. We've got another one, a white one coming through. The daffs really have grown, the paper white daffs. And our two amaryllises are doing well. The bigger one of the two has had a bit of damage recently, so I'm hoping that comes back. Peace lily's looking excellent. It has got one or two lower leaves dying back. But the great news is, it's got a flower coming. So the peace lily is looking really, really good. Hibiscus, castor oil plant and yucca doing fine. Our big amaryllis is now starting some movement, so that's good. I'm not sure it's going to be ready for Christmas. In fact, I know it isn't. And I'm really proud of my bird of paradise plant. And the spider plant ain't looking so great, but if you look very closely, there's lots of new stuff coming through. So give it a couple of months, that'll look great again. It's having a couple of months off. The ginger and turmeric. The first ginger, as I showed you recently, is not doing so good. The top of it seemed to start to die off, but turn it round and you look at the bottom here, there's a brand new shoot coming out off the rhizome, so it's certainly not dead. So I'm really pleased that that's coming back. The second ginger is looking superb, and no movement yet on the turmeric, but I'm still very hopeful these are going to start sprouting at some point. One of our new members on the site, somebody called Raunch from Carolina, he's into mushroom growing, and these are my mushrooms at the moment. They don't seem to have changed much at all since I've shown you previously. But wait, I'm going to show you a different angle with the camera. Look what I see down there, and not only there, but in a few other places as well. They really are starting to take now. So I think, I don't know, Raunch will probably tell me better. A few days and I'm hopeful I'm going to have my first mushrooms. And this isn't a kit, this is just a chicken container that I've recycled, put some straw in, sterilised it in the freezer, put some spawn in, and done it all myself. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them, hopefully fruit. I don't know if you call it that with mushrooms, but whatever they do, make mushrooms, and we have for our breakfast mushrooms. Container number 2, nowhere near as advanced. If you look in there, there is definitely lots of growth. So that one's a couple of weeks behind the other one. Compost them, of course. They'll break down. Just in the greenhouse now. Now there's no eating in here at all at the moment, but some of the lettuce are looking good. It looks like the beans have been nipped by some frost, so we've probably dropped below 0 in here, maybe. Don't know, but they don't look good. The little kale plants, they look okay. I'll put a cabbage in, that's looking wonderful. Over the other side, not a lot's changed. The amaryllis over there, the strawberries, and some lettuce. The potatoes are looking like they've died back, which either means they are very ready, or it means they've died. We will see as I dig them up on Christmas Day. Whoa! Now I'm going to sow some wild seeds. A couple of them ones we've purchased. So some yellow rattle. We got some lawn daisies. Believe it or not, we're sowing lawn daisies. Most people try and remove them. And also, I've got some own collected poppies. So we're going to put a mixture of them in wherever some bare earth in the garden because that's where they'll grow best. And then what I do is just to give the ground a bit of a rake over so that they're definitely touching soil. And then tread it in afterwards. Now for wildflowers to grow best, they need to be sown before or during the frosts. Don't ask me why, but they're wild and that's the way they work best. So if you're going to sow some wildflowers, sow them now, not in the spring, and they'll grow better. Just walking around spreading the wild seeds, and look what I found coming up. Daffodils, and there's quite a few of them. Okay, so wow, we're in the middle of winter and we've got our daffodils coming through. Superb. Morning. And things are happening really fast now with the mushrooms. That's since yesterday. Monday morning, and this is what I'm seeing. Okay, that's by far the biggest one yet. So we'll see how it goes. For you guys who've been watching the raised bed project, I put a little bit of hardcore around the outside. I'm very shortly going to fill it full of concrete, level with the board. So the board's already levelled. At the end I will cover it because there's still a possibility of rain, so we don't want it getting wet once I put it in there. The board's 6 inches, there's about 2 to 3 inches of hardcore, and there'll be 2-3 inches of concrete on the top, and that's more than enough to take the weight of the blocks. And in less than an hour, with some help from Claire on the mixing, it's all done. But the problem is now, if it rains, it'll wash it all away, and I've got to be careful of the frost too. So I'm going to cover it up with some polythene, and then hopefully a couple of days it'll be dry enough to put some blocks on. Covered it up now, and just have to wait for it to dry before I can start laying some blocks. We're Wednesday, and now for mushroom watch. There is absolutely no reason to zoom. There's the biggest one, but there are a number of other ones in there as well. I think I could have mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, very, very soon. And a mini job for today. My small amaryllis has flopped over a little bit, so I'm going to have to tie that up. And I'll have a look at the other one, see if that one needs tying up as well. Morning. And today the weather is... it's snowing. Merry Christmas everybody. Oh my god, we're going to be snowed in. Christmas Eve. And I'm just about to have a look at the Christmas potatoes. Is it going to be a great success? Or more likely a complete and utter disaster? We'll see in a few seconds. Now, can you remember early in the year when I said I will be having potatoes out of my garden on Christmas Day? Well, it ain't going to be them, because they were a bit of a disaster. So, what contingency have I got? You'll see. Now, although the potatoes have been a complete and utter disaster this year, the lettuce have been great. So smile on our face. A bit. Morning. And it's not just any morning, it's Christmas morning. And overnight, we've had our first real heavy frost. And I mean heavy frost, and it's caused a little bit of a problem. I'll show you what the problem is. I've come out to get some Christmas carrots, which are all seeming to be okay. But the problem is, the ground is pretty solid and I haven't allowed for that. I'm gonna have to see what I can do. I will not be defeated. And I've got to be honest, it's quite nice not to be walking in mud. The frost's just Made everything just a bit more solid. And that was some frost, I tell you. And in an unheated greenhouse, minus 2.4 overnight. So that was a heavy frost without doubt. Well, that's it for me for today. I'm going to clean my carrots off and then go back in and enjoy Christmas Day. Have a great Christmas, everybody. Here we go, Christmas Day. New potatoes out of the garden. Fresh peas out of the garden. Some little broad beans with some peas on the top out of the garden. Some French beans out of the garden. And some carrots out in the garden. And some broccoli from Aldi's. Just brought the first level of blocks over. So just line them up roughly. And then hopefully tomorrow, or when the weather's good enough, I'll start putting some mortar compo on those and get them in place. 2 levels high they're going. So then when I've done all of that, I'll show you how I segregate the soil and then mix it with compost and horse muck to make the soil really good. So that's the next stage of the raised bed.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought me some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. And the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow and snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really grab me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Well, that concludes this episode of Gardening 365. Please keep inviting your friends to Facebook, subscribe to YouTube, and we'll see you next time for Gardening 365 34, and that'll be very soon. Have a great new year, everybody. Bye.